Hello everybody, Mr. Hollywood again with Jack Phelan Jeep Chrysler Ram. Today bringing you the new, somebody give me a drum roll, 2021 Jeep Wrangler High Altitude Unlimited. Now, I know that high altitude is pretty new to the Wrangler family. It's used on the Cherokees, Compasses, and Grand Cherokees, but it's new to the Wrangler family. And what the altitude and high altitude packages stand for, high altitude is for the nicer models, altitude is for the lower models, but the high altitude and altitude packages mean black highlights and appearance, as well as some additional creature comforts. This one in particular, you will see, and I find this really cool because Wrangler didn't used to do this, color matched bumpers front and back, black wheels, and these are nice. They contrast with the color of the car and just truly stand out. You have black badging, black fascia, you got nice accents here and there for the black things. You even have the fuel cap now is the same color as the vehicle, and it's metal, which I find really cool. It's a nice improvement. Back bumper, you see it's also fully white, same color as the car, providing a really smooth and clean look for this Wrangler. Spare tire in the back with backup camera centered right in the middle. This is right about the center of the car, so it makes it nice for backing up. This one also has the towing group, which includes features on the inside of the engine that provide it with more power. I think it's 700 amp. You need it if you want to tow. If you don't want to tow anything heavy, you can get the hitch itself installed aftermarket, but you can't make modifications to the engine like that after the fact. So you gotta buy the original from the factory if you want to tow the heavy pounds. Now, when we open this trunk, of course, the classic Jeep gate that opens to the side, windshield that moves up, lots of space. You will see the subwoofer for the Alpine stereo system. You'll see the storage for the front two pieces of the roof. You've got little instructions for your all-weather floor mats that are really nice. And you will see that this one with the high altitude's got really cool stitching. We'll show you that on the inside as well. Storage, of course, and location for all your hinges and roof bolts and screws, as well as your windshield ones. And of course, your jack stand and all that stuff, right? It's really cool. You also see that on these, the paint is covered. You got the same color matching paint of the car on the roll cage, as I call it, on the sport cage, or whatever you want to call it. Tints, of course, sensors that beep at you when you get too close, little hooks on the front and back, and they're not red this time, they're black because high altitude. Nice looking. LED and high definition lights. These are gorgeous at night, during the day, whenever. You will see these right here, halogen. You got a nice little bulb and high definition. You also got fog lamps on the two hooks here that also nicely accent the front. And here's a fun fact. Did you know that these 7 bars stood for 7 continents that the Jeep has awards in for off-road capabilities? Probably not, but now you know. That's why there's 7 bars in the Jeep. And keyless entry, keyless go, where if you have the key, and I have it in my pocket because I'm already used to this feature. These keys all the way also look really nice on the new models. They haven't changed from the 2019, so don't get confused, but this is I always confuse the letter logo, but it's either JK or JL models. These models in particular have the cool rugged key. Keyless entry and go with a button on the door. You can lock the car with this too. So you lock it by pressing the button, you unlock it by putting your hand through the door handle. You also notice the trail rated badge. As I mentioned, every single Wrangler is trail rated, and all the trail hawks on the lower models are also trail rated, but every single Wrangler is trail rated. You can remove the doors. This one's got all the power options. Look at that stitching. Before we get in, I want to show you that stitching on that car. It looks just super sick. I think it's a nice mix, and the song Black and Yellow would go very well with this moment, but I'm not going to be adding audio to bother you with old rap songs from my boomer generation. We're going to hop right in and show you the rest of the car. So welcome to the interior of the wonderful Jeep Wrangler Unlimited High Altitude. You'll see the interior highlights are also nice in this one. You have the gorgeous yellow stitching, which I truly dig. The diamond stitching on the sides to just reflect the ruggedness of this car. I truly love it. You also have the nice little sound blocking things, headliner Mopars by Mopar on the top to make it easier to push up and remove when you want to remove these two pieces, as I mentioned in some other videos. I can show you how if you guys request enough. You have your nice little speakers right here, not in the door because the doors come off. Just as my cameraman just recently noticed too, the window controls are in the center because you don't want to put all the electronics on the doors when you're removing them potentially for your off-road trips, right? Heated steering wheel, heated seats. You have dual control temperature, dual zone, so you can have heat on one side, cold on the other. You have a nicely positioned mirror. Not a lot of other interior changes from last year. You still have the 8.4-inch screen, the navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, the Alpine stereo sound system, which on the Wrangler sounds especially nice because of the positioning of the speakers. You're like in the center of the whole symphonic area you have in the car. It's phenomenal. Leather wrapped steering wheel is gorgeous and easy to grip and very comfortable. It is, of course, telescopic, so you can move it back, forth, up and down. You do have a lot of the options on the steering wheel. Adaptive cruise control and blind spot monitoring for safety and security. Blind spot monitors have two little triangles on the mirrors that will turn on if there's somebody in your blind spot, and if you put the turn signal on, they will flash, and if there's something in your blind spot, they'll also beep at you. You can turn off the beeping if it bothers you. You also have the adaptive cruise control, which with stop and go collision warning, which is really cool. That means if somebody gets in front of you, the car will intervene and help you stop. But it will also allow you to use, with this control, set a speed you want to be at. And whether somebody in front of you slows down or speeds up, this vehicle will follow that car at the speed allowed. Meaning, unless you, of course, limited, the car in front of you starts speeding and racing, they go 100, you've put it at 75, it will go to 75 and stay there. But if something cuts in front of you, it will slow down to 65 or 60 or whatever it needs to be to keep the distance you set. Because you can set the distance to a distance you feel comfortable following a car with. Now, the one thing about the Wranglers that a lot of people don't know is that this is really powerful heating and cooling system. The reason for that is because you can go to different continents, go to different environments, and you need different temperatures, sometimes on the fly. Also, the center console and the glove box are lockable with a key, because when you remove the doors and the roof, you don't want people jumping into your car, taking all your stuff. So you want to store it inside of there. You have the handbrake right there. The general rugged look of the vehicle is what I truly love about the Wranglers. I think it's fantastic. Everything just feels like, me being former military, this feels like a military vehicle. I feel like I'm going to battle and to confront somebody in it. But at the same time, I feel plush and luxurious in this model in particular because of all the leather surroundings, all the extra creature comforts and heated seats, heated steering wheel, all that stuff. You have the buttons for music. You can blast your favorite songs. You have your apps, your navigation. It's also on board. Of course, if you use Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, you can get something else. And you have a nice little Jeep logo, Jeep icon over there. So you're actually driving a Jeep on the Jeep map. It's cool. Not a lot of cars do that nowadays. With your settings that you can customize. I also really love the user interface of the Wranglers. It's fantastic. You have your 4x4 controls over here. These are pretty much self-explanatory. And your media plugins, including USB-C, USB 3.0, and the aux plug, as well as a regular plug right there. And on the back, in the back seat, there is a full wall plug. We won't be seeing it, but there's a full wall plug. Just take my word for it. And 2 USB plugs for your children or your friends or whoever's in the car with you. Guys, fantastic vehicle. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, like us and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we'll see you next time. Mr. Hollywood out. Now, our phone number, if you want to give me a call, 708-215-5603. 708-215-5603. We do sell nationwide.